Hey guys, welcome to the first video in Learn Your Fretboard. So there's a really good tool that I found online, and that is FRETMAP.app, FRETMAP.app. I'm going to put a link in the description below. So if you want to hit that, I'm going to be referencing that. In a little bit, I'm going to throw some screenshots on here and kind of walk you through some things on that, on how to utilize it for our purposes and what I'm going to be doing. But what we're going to do is we're going to take this one note / chord at a time, and we're going to work through our inversions of chords. This is what, this is way above, way beyond what some of you are doing, but I encourage you to hang out because there may be some stuff here in the next couple of videos that come in handy. But for now, I want to concentrate on the G. And what we're going to do is we're going to identify G note / chords all the way up the fretboard. So we're going to start with this. This is the open G that you learn out of the chord books when you're just beginning. Actually, I think it's more like... So we've got three G notes here. We got one here, first string, third string is open. And what we want to do is build a chord around a G. And it just so happens we have three to build the chord around there. So there's your G chord, however you play it. That's open G, okay. Now, that's my ring finger. If I move this finger, I want to work my way up the fretboard. So I'm going to move my index finger there, and I'm going to say, okay, where are the G's here? Well, the G's are, and I'm going to reference this in just a little bit on the screenshot. It's going to make more sense, and you'll be able to see better. So... 5th fret, 4th string. You still got these two G's that we played the open G with, but now we have, from there we go, move there, and we've got the full bar chord, which is the 1st, 4th, and 6th strings are G's. Yep. Those are all G's, and the full chord, that's a full G major chord at the 3rd fret position. Now, let's say, and keep in mind on all these bar chords, very rarely do I do a full bar chord. I'm playing bits and pieces of chords, which leads me to the next thing here. So if I move my way up the neck, I want to move my index finger up to here. I want to move it up. And I move this here. Now, okay, where are the G's? Well, I just played this one. So there's that one. What other notes are here in the G chord that I played there? Well, these two are there. The 4th string and the 5th string, because that's the 5 and the 1 of that chord shape. So all I'm doing is doing a different chord shape. So I'm going to steal these two and move my finger there. So where do I go from here? Where's the G here? There's another G. So to play the chord, which is the same as this chord without the 3rd. I'm taking the B out of there, and I'm just playing. So I'm just playing a G there. All right, now the highest point here, this G, what if I move up? I'm not moving my index finger this time because I've got some stuff happening here. So we're going to play what I'm going to call the D shape. This is a D. If I move that up to the 7th fret and 8th fret, I'm going to find a G there. So from this, there's the 8th fret G. From here, now I'm going to move up and play this G. Still a G. I'm calling it a D shape just because of those three, that pattern. All right. So here's a G. Those two. Here's a G. What if I move my index finger up to that G? How can I build a G chord in this position? And that is if I want to build a whole chord. And now I've got this G and that G. So what if I move my index finger up to this G? Well, look, it's the same as this. Isn't that weird? Which means I'm at an octave. And it starts all over again. It's kind of hard to reach, but there it is. You don't always have to play the root. Like I said before, you play bits and pieces of a chord. That's a G chord, that's a G triad. And it starts all over, and I'm at the full, which is the same as, and this is the G chord. So let me give you a little example of where we're going. Why am I doing this? I want to always tell you why, so you see the end goal in mind. So my objective here, we're going to do the G this round, but we're also going to work the C. So let's say G145 is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 is going to be a C, 5 is going to be a D. So we're going to work through that progression. Not first, I'm just telling you where we're going, but right now you're just going to learn that G, and you want to learn where all the G's are. You're going to learn all the G's where they're located. And the reason is we're going to, eventually you're going to start jamming with some songs. Maybe it's America songs, maybe it's Sweet Home Alabama. It's in G, but it's kind of backwards, the 5, 4, and the 1. D, C, and G. So, but for now, let's stick to the 1, 4, 5, which is G, C, D, which is backwards of that. We're going to work through those chords. We're going to work through a C and a D the same way in another video, but right now I'm telling you where we're going. I'm still playing just G, C, and D. All I'm doing is different inversions, so. See what I'm doing? I'm jumping around to different inversions, but I'm still just playing a G, C, and D. That's where we're going. We're going to take this slow and easy, and we're just going to learn the G right now, but I'm going to move over to the app and the fret map, and I'm going to show you kind of what I'm talking about here. Now, I have pulled up in this app the, when you first get to the app, it's going to go to C, I think, but the way you're going to go here, and you're going to go to roots, and then you're going to go to, in this case, G, and you click on the G. Now over here you can turn the colors on and off. I highly recommend doing the colors on, and you can see the G's. You remember the open G, and then there's your G chord that you learn is the open G right here. And if you play those notes, you're playing a G. Now, from the 3rd and 5th fret, remember this is the full bar chord right here. And 1, 3, 5 right there. 1, the 3 is the orange B, the 5 is the purple D. Now, when I move my finger up to here, we're just doing that note, and those 2 notes, the D, G, D, G. Those are the only ones. However, these notes light up for me, but I'm only playing these chords. You can play it how you want. This is a little tricky to throw that one in down there, but we're going to do that later. So then we move up, and this is, you see, this is the D shape that I told you about, that we moved up from here, D, D, and then there's the F sharp, and then there's the A, and that's the triad, the D triad here. So we just move that shape up to here. And there's the G, and there's your D shape. And when you add the 3rd, which is the B, and the G here, my pinky was up here, and the ring finger, and then I bar these, and then the middle finger hits the G. This is going to be the D position G right here, or the D shape G. Now here was the bar chord. Here's the 12th fret, and here's your same as these, D, G, B, D, G, B, and here's the G right here. There's your G chord, and then that leads you back to the full G chord, open G chord that was down here. So this is how you read this map, and we're going to get into more stuff later, but I want you to kind of see the sections here, and then when you're playing what I'm playing, I want you to get to know these G's. And then you're going to do the same thing, you know, we'll cover the C's and D's in another video, but you know, you can come up to this, this thing, and you can change the root to C. You guys can go ahead and get ahead of me. And now you can see where all the C's are. And this would be the D position C here. You see, it's always the same position, and you're just moving those positions to accommodate where that root note is. There's that one, and then you get up here, here's the D position, here's what I would call, I'm not going to confuse you with that, but this would be the, what was the open G? Here's the G with, you know, open G down here. Here was the open G chord. We're just moving that up, and there's the C, 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 and then here's your closed position that was down here on G. However, it's here on the 8th fret, and there's your C. So you see, it's the same positions. It's just on a different place on the neck board. And once you start understanding and you're seeing where these notes are, well, if the C is on the third, if the C is on the 3rd string, I know how to build the chord. I do that. If the C's on the 6th and 1st string, I know where to build the chord. And I can also kind of steal from each other, and I can do these blended patterns. And, you know, here's that one there with the C and the G on the 4th and 5th string. So I mash that with just my index finger, and then I would just play those two. Remember, that was the tricky note down here. We're just going to play these for now. So go in and play with this app, kind of get to know it, and then we're going to be using this more. So that's all for now. I'll see you guys in the next one.